Hello. So here is a nice theorem. This is a very important theorem in functional analysis. So the theorem is Riesz Representation Theorem. So this theorem will help us to relate any linear functional with the inner product space. So in this theorem, I am making this uh, restriction that I am doing this theorem for a finite dimensional vector space. But in functional analysis, this is also true for infinite dimensional vector space, but in some special conditions, with some special conditions. So let's see the theorem. Let's say V is a finite dimensional vector space, and phi is a linear function on V. Linear function on V. So what is linear function? Linear functions are basically a function from V to its field. Okay, here it is, let's say R or C. So the theorem is saying that there exists a unique V belong to V such that phi of u equal to inner product of u comma V. So here is a crucial thing that we need. We are doing the theorem for a inner product space. So in general, this might not be true. So we need an inner product space just for this theorem to work with this theorem. So first of all, to solve prove this theorem, we need to show two things. One is existence. So existence of V, and another is unique. So let's talk about existence. So let's say U is a arbitrary point from V, the vector space V, and E1, E2 dot En is a orthonormal basis of V. So any inner product space a will have a orthonormal basis. Okay. Now the thing is, I can write U as this sum. U in inner product of U comma E1 times E1, inner product of U comma E2 times E2, like this. Now the question is how this is coming. This is very trivial to see. Here is the proof. You can do it as proof. So what do you have to do? Since E1, E2, E3, E4, these are orthonormal bases. So for that reason, what I can do is I can write U as C1, E1, C2, E2, or like Cn, En. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll just take the inner product of U comma Ei, where Ei is from this set of bases, set of orthogonal bases. So if I do this, then I'll just get this this term will left. Let's say let's say this E1. So this term will left, and the remaining these terms will go to 0 because inner product of E1 comma E2 is 0, and the inner product of E1 comma E1 is 1. So what I get C1 equal to inner product of EU comma E1. Similarly, I can find the values of C2, C3, Ci. Okay. Therefore, what I got is U equal to this sum, inner product of U comma E1 plus U comma E2 dot U comma En. Okay. Now what I'll do? What I'll just apply phi both sides. So what I'll get, phi of U equal to this sum. Now since these inner products are scalar, so they will just come out, and we are just left with this inner product of U comma E1 times phi of E1 plus U comma E2 inner product times phi of E2, like this. Now one can easily write, see that this sum is equal to this sum. You just, what you have to do, you have to use the linearity, nothing else, just use the linearity. Now the thing is, now we are almost done. What we'll do is we will this consider this to be our V. We'll consider this sum to be our V, this sum to our V, and we are done. Now, so we are done with the existence. Now we have to show the uniqueness. So for uniqueness, let's say V1 and V2 are such that they are not equal, they are distinct, and phi of U equal to inner product of U comma U1 equal to U comma V2. So just if I use a linearity of inner product, then I'll get this. Now this is true for all U. So this is also true for U equal to this. Now if I put, then I'll get in, and this is inner product of x comma x is basically norm of x square. So I'm just applying this thing and get norm of v1 minus v2 equal to 0. In, now 0 means that they are equal. Okay. So this is how the theorem is done. And let me, before I end, let me raise a question like what extra condition we need if we want to say that this theorem, this representation theorem is also true for infinite dimensional vector space. What extra condition do you need to solve this? Thank you.